Are we in it?
We're in it.
In it to win it?
I guess so. Are we going to pretend the first one didn't happen? Or
no, I think it was great.
It's canon.
It's canon.
It's canon.
In the lore, you kidnap me.
Okay. Well, episode 1. Try number 2, but episode 1.
If this doesn't work,
the first one is episode 0.
If this doesn't work out, it's 1.
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel.
People hated it first, but they might like it.
Yeah. I like watching people fail at things.
It might be the human condition, but I thoroughly enjoy watching humans fail too.
Like, I like seeing it when there is a great attempt. Like, they were confident and they knew what they were doing, and it was still horrible.
I mean, we can spin it positively. Maybe it's because we like to see a failed path so we know not to take it ourselves.
Yeah, like a side quest that we know that we didn't end up taking that side quest ourselves, and we see someone else do it and go, yeah, that wasn't a good idea.
Wasn't a good idea, yeah. What are some examples? What are you talking about?
When I was in high school, there's a girl I had a crush on. And then when I figured out she liked me, I was already in a relationship. And I was like, damn, there's an opportunity I missed. It's okay. I would have liked to have seen the end of it, but whatever. And then a year later, her Instagram popped up and I was like, oh, look at that. And I saw it and she was pregnant with some other dude. So
yeah.
Saved by the bell. Could have been me. There's a side quest that I did not need to see the end of.
Speaking of side quests that I despise, high school dating is fucking dumb.
Dating is dumb.
It is dumb. Anything you say, I'm just not going to even credit because you're such a young lad.
Well, yeah, but I think
I wouldn't even credit what I say because I
haven't dated a lot.
I haven't dated a lot. I've dated maybe 4 times.
Really?
All of them mildly successful. One of them being obviously successful. I have conversations with young people and they're like, "Oh yeah, we dated a long time. It was like 8 months," and I'm like,
no, that's not a long time. So I mean, I guess by comparison to your longest relationships. So like my current relationship this June is going to be 3 years.
Not a long time.
Not a long time for a lot of people. No, but for me, this is a big commitment because my second longest relationship before then, which was the longest one forever, was 9 months.
9 months.
Which for me was agonizing because I was in the 7th grade.
Is this the pregnant one? Because
no, this is
the timing is strange.
I never dated the pregnant
After
one.
9 months, you bailed. All right.
I have a commitment issue.
I mean, I have no issues committing. It's just, I feel like young people don't want to date their friends. And I think that's fucking silly. What I say, this is bad advice.
I exclusively have dated my friends.
It's good. I think the best thing you can do is sleep with your best friend.
I agree.
I mean,
I had a personal conversation that I will go into great detail with my girlfriend about like, hey, you know, I've kind of for a while I've wanted the experience of like that young, stupid, you know, poor 20s relation going out and like meeting new people kind of thing. And she was upset to hear about that. I'm like, no, I'm not leaving you. I'm expressing a feeling, right?
Oh God, that's a bad thing to tell to your partner.
I feel, you know, it was like killing me. I was like, you know, I got to say something about this.
You don't need it though. It's not fun.
Well, I didn't.
You think it'd be fun, but it's not going to be fun.
I know it's not going to be fun because I've tried dating multiple times before Amanda and I got together and it did not fucking work out. So I'm not a good looking guy.
True. I'm just kidding.
Sure. No, but the trickiest thing about dating is that first step to getting them interested in you. It's 4 sentences. There's a 4-sentence trade. If you get to the 5th sentence, it's gravy. If you can't get to the 4th sentence, elaborate.
What sentence?
So it's a total of 8 sentences, 4 sentences per person.
You said 4. I'm confused.
It's 4 sentences that have to be spoken on your behalf.
I have to fucking do math.
So you have to do an introduction. Right?
Okay.
Your introduction is to get them going, oh, who the fuck is this guy? And they say their first sentence. Then you get a hook. Then they got to follow up on your hook. Then your third one is continuing to see if they want to continue the conversation. If they do, and the 4th sentence is you essentially trailing off to just be about them. Then when you get to your 5th sentence, you don't got to do anything. You're good. I've gotten to the 5th sentence twice.
All of that sounds like bullshit.
It is. I just made that up.
That's just too much thinking. I think that there's no reason.
I don't think you think enough.
I mean, perhaps. Like I said, I'm like, I'll tell everybody this. The 30s, your 30s will be the best decade of your life.
Oh, I know. You've been telling me that for a long time.
And I'm early in the 30s, okay? And it's just exponentially better than my 20s. I know who I am. I don't give a fuck about like pleasing people. I don't care.
You know, you say that now, but you were complaining about you having a double chin in the most recent recording.
I never said that before in my life.
Uh-huh. If you have a double chin right now, and I hear you complaining about it in the
I
next
don't have a
30
double
minutes.
chin at all. I just do this the whole fucking thing. Look,
Get a belt and it's just
sometimes there's things that I don't like about myself, but personality wise, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I got no one to please. No, but yeah, I honestly, in my 30s, I'm the most comfortable in my skin that I've ever been.
And I believe that. I believed, and yeah, I'm young, but like I thought for a long, long time that I'm gonna, like, my prime is gonna be like in my 40s.
It's funny you say that because I think of my 40s and I dread them because they're like around the corner. Not around the corner, but like
well, comparatively
7 years away.
Well, 30 for 40 around the corner for you is 30 around the corner for me.
Yeah,
comparatively. But I think that my 40s are gonna rock because I'm gonna be like that. I'm either gonna be that really cool uncle or that really cool dad with the salt and pepper look that's still riding his motorcycle thinking he's 20. After he had an accident when he was 20, but
so what you're saying is your kids are going to hate you.
My marriage is falling apart.
Your marriage is falling apart. You have a drinking problem.
That sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds like the picture you're painting. I mean, 40s will be okay. My goal is to be, I've told everyone this, I want to retire by 45, which is like absurd. I've been saying that for about a decade, and the closer I get, I'm like, how the fuck was I even thinking that's possible? You and I were talking
about it once a while ago, and you had said that 45 seems conceivable if like 3 things happen.
Passive income has to happen.
Passive income, and well, I guess it's more so one thing being passive income, but among those, but like that can happen one of 3 ways with how your life is going.
Mm-hmm.
Your current day job could either pay out really, really well, and then you make a certain amount of investments that are really well. That work out. Podcast plays off, or one of your glad friends outlets.
Fucking one of them, yeah.
Any one of them, or your merch line pays off.
Yeah, merch thing. I feel like if I
is more realistic.
Keep up with it, it's more. If it brought me at least $2,000 a month, which is very feasible, then I'm very comfortable.
$2,000 a month is more than I make.
Yeah,
working.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I make, like, without bonus, about $4,000 a month after taxes. So, but that's not enough with bills. It's not. It's
living. Are we allowed to say what city we live in?
Yeah. Okay. So we live in Vegas.
Okay, I didn't know if that'd be doxing us too hard.
Anybody watching the podcast will not care.
Actually, that reminds me. I remember years ago there was a thing that I think PewDiePie was the one that was doing it. He was playing South Park and the Stick of Truth with this weird with this weird face mask around his nose that was made by the French that was basically smell-o-vision, but only had one smell, and that was shit.
This actually happened?
This actually happened. I don't know if it was real and if it was like some kind of, or maybe, okay, I don't know if it was like an April Fool's prank, but it was an actual video that he released. And I'm curious as to how smell-o-vision was made a little bit more successfully than VR at that time.
Smell-o-vision will never happen. And I think it's a dumb fucking idea in the first place.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, you've heard about it for years. I think, and this is an unpopular segue. I was about to say that. I think VR is fucking stupid. Unless VR is me getting fucking Matrix jacked into a cyber world that's hyper real, then I don't care. So
I think VR right now where it is a pretty good stepping stone for where it could be, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Like we went from mailing letters to fax machines and Morse code to cell phones. And now we have fucking watches that can communicate with the president. So that's pretty dope. So I think VR where it is right now, we're kind of the stone age of VR. But one day it's going to be like fucking SAO or something where I can lay down in bed all night.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And that would probably be bad. It'd probably be bad for society.
Oh, it would be awful. And what was it, in like Japan or China? They don't release video games on they can only release video games on weekends because people will literally abandon their jobs.
It depends on what video games.
Well, it depends on what video game. But I think they made as a
Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy, it cannot be released during the week. Yeah. Those are the biggest brands, or like Pokemon. Fuck yeah, no way can they release that. Yeah, but if it's like Call of Duty, yeah, sure, on a Tuesday.
Well, yeah, I know what your favorite video game is. It was Wizard 101.
I don't even know what that is.
Is
that weird like
it was like that? It was like,
MMO.
It was like kids were jealous they couldn't play World of Warcraft with their parents, so they were giving Wizarding 101, and then they were giving Pirate 101.
I mean, I grew up piss poor most of my life, and there was always, for some reason, by the time I got to maybe like age 11, I would just like find broken consoles and fix them and stuff because I was already like obsessed. Like I was obsessed with console gaming. I didn't have a PC, so I couldn't really get obsessed with PC gaming.
That's better than what I do. When
you let me fucking finish or no? Can I finish a statement?
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I was continuing off with the broken console thing.
Yeah, we'll stem back. I'm trying to reach from something you said 20 minutes ago, and I can't get there. So
this is why this is episode 1.
We talked about Wizard 101. This is the point I was trying to connect to. And kids wanting to play World of Warcraft. I had an early onset ability to play console games. So I was kind of like, I didn't buy them, but I was able to play them. I would, steal them from my friends or like fix their broken consoles or tell them their consoles were broken and really they weren't, things like that. I was slimy, but
you were hustling kids out of their PlayStation.
I remember I was able to play World of Warcraft. Absolutely life-changing. Like World of Warcraft was a big deal. Playing online. It started off with like StarCraft 2. And yeah, but I mean, it was like my first online community. Then I played World of Warcraft, which was like mind-blowing. This is like beta 2005,
Mm-hmm.
So I was like 15. So I was like able to steal things by then. And like I was cognizant of it. And also Final Fantasy 11, which was the first online Final Fantasy, just like absorbed my life. Like online gaming was huge for me when it wasn't quite big yet.
This was in like 2005?
Yeah, so like the PS2s had like that modem attachment.
Yeah, this was like right when online gaming was getting.
Yeah, this is like the boom of it. So I was kind of spoiled. I was able to play the big wigs because I would steal credit card numbers and stuff. It was bad.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I remember
admitting that?
Yeah, I'll admit it. I was addicted, man. And I would take out a credit card out of someone's wallet and snag it, write it down. And this was before subscriptions were a big thing. Like no one knew what a subscription was, really. There wasn't a lot of things to subscribe to. Sure, but there wasn't a lot of things on a credit card that subscribed. So people would see like, Square Enix $11.99. People were like, I don't know what that is, whatever. But like my first few years of playing Final Fantasy 11 was on someone else's credit card. And they just let it run up, dude.
That is the craziest thing that I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
But going back from that, RuneScape started getting big. And I would treat those children like peasants because they're like, oh, well, I can't afford World of Warcraft. And I'm like, I can play World of Warcraft, even though I wasn't paying for it. but it was because of that, I kind of became like a MMO snob. And I still love MMOs. It's like one of my favorite genres, but I will only play the money ones. Like as soon as I play something that's budget, even something like Genshin Impact or something that is still pretty budget, or I mean pretty high budget, it's still free to play and it feels free to play. And I'm like, So I still have now I pay for my World of Warcraft account.
I'm going to keep my wallet right here in my pocket.
Yeah, I know I won't steal from you anymore.
Your dog came by with stuff in my ass. Did you not? Yeah. Did you train your dog
to steal people's wallets? Yes. Yes. No, but I was pretty slimy. But it's funny you bring up Wizard 101 because I was already like, there has been slivers of time where I wasn't able to play World of Warcraft, like didn't have an active sub or anything like that, or wasn't able to play Final Fantasy 11 or whatever. Yeah. And I would scour the internet for free MMOs that would scratch that itch. I'd play like the first 10 minutes and be like, fuck no, dude, can't do it. So I played a lot of free MMOs, but never longer than a day.
So I kind of had an opposite issue, I guess. I was like 7, I think I must have been like 6 or probably maybe 5 or 6. When I started really getting into video games, like I had played with my parents or something, like on Sonic or whatever. Apparently there's a recording out there of me sitting there thinking I'm playing Sonic, but it's just the menu screen.
Yeah.
I was like 4. But when Halo came out, or Halo 3, excuse me, I got really big into it. And that was like all I played. My online experience is pretty much just Slayer. And I wasn't allowed to... Slayer. Capture the flag. I hate
Kilimanjaro.
Your mother left you. I don't know.
What the fuck is that?
That was one that my dad told me was real and I never got it.
Oh.
And then he left me.
Jesus, okay. I know you don't like your dad, so I know that's real.
My dad was a dick, and I was not allowed to play a lot of any online games. And it was to the point where he wouldn't let me know that there were any other games out there. Like, I played Halo online, and then I had Guitar Hero, and I'm like, oh, this would be cool if I could play Guitar Hero with my friend. And he goes, you cannot do that. And I was like, what do you mean?
It doesn't work.
There's an online feature, and he goes, it doesn't work. It broke.
It broke. The ice cream machine is broken.
Yeah, it became like the McDonald's ice cream machine, and it was with everything. And then he sheltered me from even seeing games that existed, which some of it made sense. At like 8 years old, he was like, I walked in on him playing Dead Space, and he's like, yeah, you need to get the fuck out of here. Like, you're not watching this. But when I first moved here to Vegas, I was like 10 years old, and I got to see what Call of Duty was. And then I got to see what World of Warcraft was. I didn't even know what World of Warcraft was until I was 12. Like, I never even heard of it.
It's a world filled with
Warcraft. Well, actually, I take that back. I did hear about it one time beforehand, and that was in an episode of South Park. And I thought it was made up for the show.
Yeah.
Because I was insane. I was like a fucking victim. I didn't know what other games existed out there. So I went on a scrounge for MMOs, and I played a free subscription of some MMO. I forget. I think it was at a friend's house or something.
Oh, come on. You don't remember what it was?
I don't remember what it was. I was like 13. And I played whatever MMO it was he was playing. And I was like, this is garbage. And then I tried a couple others, like free ones, because like, I'm not going to fucking pay for it if I'm not going to like it. I don't like the whole massive multiplayer setting. Like, I think the most massive multiplayer setting I can ever play is like fucking Roblox or something. Because I don't pay for it. It scratches like a ball.
No, it doesn't scratch any. Don't fucking defend Roblox.
I'm going to defend Roblox.
Oh, God, you're showing your age right now.
Anyways.
Insert oof sound from Roblox.
When it comes like an RPG style setting, I like games that simplify it down to where it's instead of it being like, oh yeah, this is a 0.03% increase, it's like definite increases.
Oh yeah, I hate nickel and dime increases. I fucking hate it. I hate it.
And I think that was
so that's a big frustration. And MMOs, it's what it does.
And I think that was a part of it.
It adds longevity. Of
and
course.
the UIs, I think in MMOs are god awful.
Yeah,
there is so much to look at. I feel like
everything can be customized though. So like, I mean, I don't want to like be the stand defending MMOs for someone that doesn't really care about them. But I will say this: there's a new game coming out, an MMO. Developed by some company, but it is being published by Amazon. So Amazon's second MMO, first one being New World, which flopped hard.
I didn't even hear about that.
It was gorgeous, but it wasn't. Endgame was pretty lazy and stuff. People didn't love it. There is still people playing it, but it didn't do well. But when an MMO flops, it hurts because they're expensive to make. Very expensive to make.
The amount of the server strands.
Oh, 100%. It's insane. So there's this new one coming out. We're talking about like, why would someone like an MMO? I'm going to tell you. So the new one called Blue Protocol, which I'm not that excited about, but it's got a huge budget, looks great. You can hold people's hands in it.
I can do that right now.
No, you can. So you can emote. You can request to hold someone's hand. You can run around holding hands.
There's another game that does that.
That's it. That's video games. That's all I want.
There's already a free game that I play that does that.
Fucking Roblox. Get out of here.
No, it's not Roblox. It's a free game that's on the Nintendo Switch.
Handholding.com.
Handholding. Like the whole thing is about like rejuvenating the light of you being like a fallen star. You can play with other people.
Oh, this is fucking.
It's like you're a little star and you get a
little star thing,
and you like glide around, and it's really fucking cool.
What's it called? No, my buddy Toast was playing this, and there was I know what you're talking about.
And there's like the game is centered around hand holding.
Yeah, well, because I was really gung ho about the holding thing, and someone said, "Oh, well, this game already has it." I'm like, "Okay, well, I didn't fucking know."
And
but
then
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Unraveled 2.
Okay.
There's a lot
You're sucking all the joy out of this for me. I'm saying it's an MMO.
That's what I do.
A massively multiplayer online game where you can hold hands, and I think it's great.
How many hands can you hold?
That's a good question.
I want to hold them all.
I think one at a time, but I think you can. I'm so sorry. I think you can hold multiple hands. Maybe there's a cooldown on it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
It's a buff.
Yeah,
there's a cooldown.
There could be a cooldown, but yeah, man, MMOs are good. You should give one a try one of these days. If you start streaming, it'd be cool if we had something that we can play together as well.
All right, so there's a guy. He was floating around on TikTok for a while. I forget his name, but he's the guy. He's always wearing like the pink polo with the little khaki shorts. He's got a thick ass, and that's the whole joke. Is that he's got a?
Is it real?
It's real.
I'm pretty sure it's real. I keep seeing him everywhere, and I'm like, there's no fucking way this guy's ass is real.
He has a mustache with like the frosted tips. Okay, I watched this short little it was like not even like a documentary. It's just like a little do you know who this is? And then it breaks them down. That guy doesn't have any managers. He doesn't have any he has a crew that helps him set up for like cameras and shit. But everything
now he does.
Well, now he does, sure. But he doesn't have like managers or a creative team. He does it all on his own. Everything that he does is his own. Like he sets out a fucking pen and paper and he puts it together his own self, and that is impressive because I guarantee you, some people can't fucking do that.
Yeah, and that's the hard work. We instantly see the lucrative side of it.
Oh yeah,
we don't see people like that are working nonstop. Even me, who I'm nowhere and I don't work nearly as long or as hard as I need to, but they see, oh, he streams a few hours a week.
Oh no.
Like, oh, he posted this video. Okay, cool. They don't know it took me 8 hours to make. They don't, these.
Yeah,
and they only see the product.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see the work behind the product. So the people that are successful in social media, yes, sometimes it's a fluke. Sometimes, but if you want to make money consistently, it is hard work. Even like the TikTok couples and stuff, they're busting their ass every day, living these weird, like altered reality lives because everything is content creation. Like that's hard work. It's weird. It's like mentally disturbing, really. Content creators are fucking nuts.
We know like what's disturbing over here as a Western audience. Have you ever seen like Japanese like game shows and shit like that?
Oh fuck yes, dude.
It is
wild.
It is wild. There was one I was watching about today. There was this guy, he thought that he had he was picked like this show and he thought that he was going to win like all this money or do whatever because he was an upstarting comedian, and he got held in an apartment for 15 months just naked doing sweepstakes, having to win 8 million or 1 million yen, which was at the time like,
I mean, yeah, and that's what
8,000. Well, back in it was like 1995 or something like that. So it was like $8,000 or something like that.
Yes, and I think it's more than that. I think with yen you just like take off a zero, right?
Well, this was 30 years ago. So
okay, yeah, I don't fucking know.
This is nearly 30 years ago.
It wasn't $1 million.
It was 1 million yen, though.
Yeah, so we know it wasn't $1 million, whatever it was.
But he was essentially held hostage in here to do these sweepstakes, and whatever he won from the sweepstakes was counted as a value. So if he won some rice, then that was worth like $10. And he gets $10, and he gets to eat the rice. He gets to break it, use it, whatever. It's just the value of it. So apparently by the end of the 15 months, he had put in like 38,000 sweepstakes and he only won 17,000 of them. So pretty good. That's a 50-50 odd if you look at it that way. But the guy, he was given no food. He was given like cardboard.
Just an empty apartment?
Just an empty apartment with a sink that he could pour water from, and then a water boiler that he used to cook rice sometimes when he had rice. There was times where he had like a week with no food and he was just sitting there with water.
Yeah.
Because he'd win a sweepstake and then he'd have to sit there for like 4 days waiting for whatever the fuck he won to get to him.
Yeah.
He did it and he went insane. His comedy career fell apart. When they finally let him go, when he won and the 1 million yen, he didn't even know he won. He was like sitting there asleep. And then the crew woke him up in the middle, like scaring him, like nightmare, scaring the shit out of him and telling him, hey, you won. And then they took him to Korea where they had him eat all this good food. He found clothes uncomfortable because he hadn't worn clothes in over a year. He said, oh, this makes me itchy. And then when they were done, they were like, all right, now put the blindfold on. You're going to be ready for the surprise. And they trapped him in another room for 3 more months.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, it was like 11 months and then, or maybe almost 15. And then he said, hey, you got to win. You got to win up to 8,000 yen this time. And he did it in like a week. Like the guy had this down. So then they're like, now you need to afford a plane ticket to get back home. Oh, now you need to upgrade the class. Like they just kept milking this guy for stress.
And this wasn't like scripted. This is just...
It was live streamed the entire time, 24/7 for over a year.
That's bizarre.
It's fucking insane.
I mean, they do have some weird stuff over there.
The mental deterioration. If that happened here in the US, my God, especially if it was live streamed, that they would be fucking torn apart.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely do things similar, but not as crazy. But I mean, Japan is like they're very weird. Like it's one of the entertainment capitals of the world. And they do some weird stuff, but game shows are really big over there, like reality entertainment. And they have one that's like on television where these guys get jerked off and they have to sing while they're getting jerked off.
Hey, where can I sign up for that one?
Right? And I thought it's real. It's a real thing. And I'm like, they cover everything up, but there's this beautiful looking girl just jacking this guy off and he has to sing or read or whatever and not react. And it's like that's not even really that entertaining. That's just weird. That's like,
I mean, you may not think it's entertaining, but there's an audience out there.
But
there's an audience for everything.
But even just the normal, like, have you ever seen, what was that one? We got somewhat an English version over here, where we just overdubbed a Japanese show, but it was like that. It was like MXC or something like that. That was called like MXC or something like that. And it's like this game show where they, now I have to look up what it was called because I want to know what it's called.
But trailing a little bit off of like horrible shit happening for entertainment, did you ever see like horrifying videos or things as a kid? Like something that not even an adult should really see?
Yeah, MXC.
MXC, okay.
It was called MXC, but it was a critically acclaimed comedy series. It was just a popular Japanese game show from the 1980s it was called Takeshi's Castle is what it's called.
Oh, wait a minute. It sounds really familiar.
And it's like these absurd, like life-threatening obstacle courses. And then we just overdubbed it with like English, but we just like joke the whole time. But it's hilarious. It is so good. Like daytime television doesn't exist really anymore. Not in the States. Young people do not watch TV. We watch Disney Plus, we watch Hulu, we watch these things, and
daytime television is about to die off when
it's gone.
When boomers die.
Yeah.
Like when boomers die.
And they're going to die soon.
Oh, yeah. Like generation now.
If everything goes according to plan.
I should have an ICBM landing in every old folks home in America in a second. But yeah, like once it's just like every generation predating like millennials dies, cable TV is going to become a thing of the past and it's going to be something else.
I'm not saying the world's going to be a better place because we're fucking dumb. But
first millennial president. I'm so fucking excited.
No. Plot twist is going to be me.
If it's you, I'll actually be impressed.
It'll be all right. It won't be awful, but it won't be good.
Well, if you're president?
Yeah, it won't be good.
What's the first thing you're going to do? What's your campaign? What's your promise? Because every president's got like, I promise to not be racist, and then they're racist. Like,
I promise that I won't be racist.
Well, that's like a bare minimum. You shouldn't have to promise.
Yeah,
you have to promise that it looks bad.
I mean, I'm trying to think of like a funny joke, but I'm just
you're gonna stand up and you're like, I'm not gonna. You're gonna say like everything a president has done. You're like, I'm not going to have an affair. I'm not going to recreate some horrific event.
I'm not going to have an orange spray tan.
I'm not going to be splattered on the back of a Cadillac.
Yeah. Oh, goddamn.
What? You shouldn't have been in the convertible, right?
Yeah. Well, he had to wait. You know, so let's not blame him. This is
blame the victim. How absurd.
If he was in a normal car, my bullet wouldn't have killed him.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on.
It's getting dangerously close to hate speech. Kennedy was all right. He was a good dude. I was trying to think of jokes, but I was honestly just thinking of like actually good ideas. So all
right,
maybe I should be president.
I think the best thing that someone could do as president would be to expose the CIA.
Not just the CIA.
Well, expose like any like underground.
Okay, here's number one thing I would do first. First thing, there is only 2 terms for every position in Congress.
That's smart.
Only 2 terms. Fucking get rid of these 90-year-olds congressmen.
What position is it that, I think it's in the judicial system where it's like you get hired and you're there till you fucking die.
That's insane. And I don't think anyone that is over the age of 60 should be president. I think there should be a cutoff. Not because
65, like retirement age, I think is
maybe
fair.
Retire. I'd go with retirement age. But the fact that there's old people that young people are passionate. Young people want to see change. Old people can be easily bought. Old people have been run to the ground. They're tired.
Well, I mean,
they're mentally distraught, and it's just.
Did you ever see the movie Sneakers?
No. Is that the one with?
It's in the 80s. It's like a bunch of hackers trying to get a hold of some information.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
So in the movie, the villain says, "Wars are not won by those with the most bullets. They're won by those who control the information." And essentially, where I'm leading with this is that it's the older that you get, the wiser you get, right? Like that's the whole thing. And they utilize young people's passion. That's why you see 20-something-year-old dudes go into war, but you never see like a 50-year-old go, "Oh, I can try to go for it." Like they can try. You're too fucking old for it, but they don't even try. And like none of them care. Because why would I? Because in the perspective of like any political figure. Why would I go to war when I can and die when I can send that asshole to do it who's glad to do it? Like,
yeah, I think we're mixing.
So that's why I say young people being in political positions wouldn't really work because they're going to get too hype. They're going.
I think that's a not a completely clear take, only because young people are developing infinitely faster than the generation prior. Like even Gen Z, you fucking nerds are going to be way smarter than I am at my age because of how information is delivered to you.
I could see that.
Information. We talked about. You said wars aren't won by fucking whatever, the information. I wasn't listening. I'm just kidding.
I could tell.
I was listening.
Damn.
But information, the control of information is no longer fucking controlled. It is absurdly everywhere.
That's what they're telling
that's negative and positive at the same time. If you are not locking yourself in an echo chamber, do you know what an echo chamber is? Have you heard about that term?
No.
Echo chamber is when everything's ran by an algorithm. So if you're on Facebook and you're like fucking rock hard for Trump, like in every single post, goddamn hell yeah, yeehaw, you're only going to see the positive. You're not going to see the negative. You're in an echo chamber. Every post you're going to see is Jesus is real and Trump's the best president. You know, that's all you're going to see.
Because that's how the algorithm
because that's how the algorithm works. Just like people on the far left, that's all they're going to see. All they're going to see is Trump is actually a racist and he killed 5 people in his 20s. Like, I don't know what they fucking see because they're poisonous. When you get stuck in those echo chambers, you're being fed incorrect information on both sides.
It's absurd. It's
absurd. But if you want to genuinely look for information, you can.
It's out there.
You can find out anything on the internet. You can cross-reference. So I believe that there's a lot of young people that like, God, this is new. This is a very new thing. People who are over the age of 65 right now do not take in that information the same way we do.
They can't comprehend. Well, I'm not saying they can't comprehend, but they're like refusing to comprehend some things. Boomers are still think that's like, yeah, you go to college, you graduate.
Yeah, there's a disconnect.
You get a job, you make money, you have a family, you fucking die. They still think that. No, it is way harder than that. I feel like we've maybe made it overly complex these days than it should be. But I think that's kind of to our benefit as well as it is to our... I mean, we didn't fucking do it. Like, I didn't fucking do anything.
And I will say that us as a generation were probably a little bit irresponsible because that's
their fault.
Nurture versus nature. Like we were raised to be idiots. Like I think of the school system, like no one taught me how to balance a checkbook. No one told me how to get a home loan.
It's been explained to me 100 times, including by you numerous times, how credit works. I still don't fucking understand it.
Just free money. That's it. That's all it is. Spend it. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, the whole construct of working and then dying, like it sucks. It sucks that, I mean, people say like, oh, young people don't like to work. I think young people just appreciate their time a little bit more, which is cool.
Yeah.
And I think especially all the young people making so much fucking money off of things like content creation. And because of that, they get to live fantastic lives. I think you hear it all the time, like all these companies being upset that young people don't want to work, but there's better options now. Like trades. Like I have friends who are like, and it's not just like construction trades or plumbing or welding. Those are all great ideas too. But things like graphic design, software engineering, things that you can learn how to do from YouTube and even content creation, anything like that, there is career paths that are so ahead of the curve still. Whereas in 10, 15 years, those are going to be the only jobs left.
What's interesting is that the world has gone from a survival mindset to entertainment mindset, where now money is just what's fun, not what is needed to survive. That's why...
What do you mean? Elaborate on that.
Well,
because I need money to survive.
Well, okay, yes, we need money to survive, but I mean like, what was it? 1950s, right? What was in money? Lockheed Martin, General Electric, making fucking missiles, tanks, making shit that survived, inventing cool new shit. Like, here's a new dishwasher, here's a new one. No one gives a flying fuck about a new microwave. No one gives a shit. Back in the day, though, what was in the market? Scientists using radioactive brain waves to make my food hot. That was cool shit, right? That's more so what I mean. Now, we also live in an entertainment-based town. Like, we now have a football team. We have a hockey team. We have a baseball team. Like, those are big deals, right? We're a gambling town. It's a drinking... Like, these are huge fucking deals. We have a NASCAR track out here. That's where we're centered around is entertainment. But then you see places that aren't centered around entertainment, and you see streamers living there because there's nothing there. So they live there quietly.
I think the way content creators live, like how you said, they'll go somewhere where it's like not entertainment based. Like, or like the concept of having like a content house, which you've heard of that concept before, like a house where a bunch of creators live.
Before I forget, content houses, I think, is a dumb idea.
It is a bad idea. But where the idea stemmed from was, hey, we can live for cheap if we all live together.
Yes,
it's not like they said, oh, this is going to be fun.
No,
where the idea stemmed is, oh fuck, we don't have real jobs. Let's cram 10 people in this house. All of our rent is $200 each. I wish that was like a viable thing to do still, because houses are expensive.
They are.
If I lived in a 3-bedroom house or a 4-bedroom house split 3 ways, like that's affordable. That's good. And if everyone was making content also, and
then working a day job possibly,
working day job possibly, that raises the chances. That's like the whole idea of Glad Friends, where I wanted everybody to like work together. And if someone made it big, awesome. We all get to leech off of that. Like that was like for real.
I see what you're saying.
What if
I see what you're saying. So here's the example I would relate to that is if you and I were in a content house and you're a bad musician, like it fucking insanely takes off, or Hookshot retrospective incredibly takes off. But then you and I sit here on the couch together, and then all of a sudden you'll go, hey, that asshole might be kind of funny. I'm gonna go see what he's up to. That's what you're saying.
Well, yeah, you help each other out. I think, but that's. Like I'm saying, young people figured it out. Like there's people that will have like clinics on this where they say it is easy if you bust your ass and do it. Like I've told you last week, if I didn't have a job and I had more time to like really drill in, which isn't a good enough excuse. I still have enough time to drill in, and I have enough time to put more time into it. I am lazy sometimes, and I can't blame that I'm not being successful. But if you put the time in, and you just take the time to research and understand how things work, understand the algorithm, it is not luck-based. It is not, it's bust your ass and it will work, but you can't get discouraged.
It's minorly luck-based.
I mean, you might get lucky, but that doesn't mean that you wouldn't have been big if you didn't bust your ass.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a little bit more on the nose for it. So relating to that though, getting big, I think you have to get noticed by the right person, So I think the way you told it to me once is that the first 100, let's say you're streaming, right? If your average streaming, your average watcher or viewers, excuse me, I'm fucking struggling here right now.
You having a stroke, dog?
Maybe. But if your average amount of viewers gets to like 70, then it's gravy from there.
I want to say gravy.
Well,
only because I've heard of horror stories. So 70 is the mark of partner. So there's affiliate and partnership on Twitch. So average viewership being 70, that's when you're allowed to apply. You don't just get it; you have to apply for partnership, which means you get your own contract, and you get your own caseworker and everything. Like it's a job after that. But I've seen so many buddies get their partnership, get their little check mark, and they're so excited, and then just flop. Like I have a buddy named Shinky, who is another streamer, and he has that check mark, and he used to be like a partner, and he is still a partner, but he does worse than me. And it's like, what happened? Like what happened? And it could be job getting in the way or something, but you can lose it people will stop caring if you don't evolve. If I was doing the same exact thing, and this is my detriment because I kind of do, but if I wasn't evolving at all, if I wasn't trying to like watch my own content, be like, what can I do better? Then I would not be getting anywhere. And that's what I don't do enough, honestly, is like, what can I change to be a step ahead of everybody else? That's my goal. Is the bar is low. Like I said last week, the bar is fucking low. You do not have to be good. You just have to be a little bit better. And that's my goal, is be a little bit better.
And then, what pisses me off about that? Then we got fuckers like JonTron that are guaranteed like 10 million views no matter what video he puts out, no matter how big of a...
But he did bust his ass for that.
In the beginning when he was going to be a fucking game grump, and then he sold that out, and then he didn't post a video for like a year.
Yeah.
And then he posted one randomly, got like 11 million views. And was like, all right, I'm coming back. And then didn't do anything for 6 months.
Yeah.
That is annoying.
It is annoying. But just because he got... So if you're not consistently uploading, even if you're getting millions of views, you're not making a huge amount of money. So he maybe made like $6,000 off that video. Cool. But that's not going to cover your year. You know what I mean? And I think of like PewDiePie too. He used to upload a video every single day. Every single day. He doesn't do that anymore. Now every video is a little bit artsy. He likes to edit them and stuff and make them a little bit more like vloggy.
And they're like once a week or twice
once a week, but he's a lot more happy, which is important. And it's still great content, but he's had an identity crisis for a long time, you know, starting from like 80 million subs. And now he's at like, what?
Isn't he just about done? Isn't he like trying to retire from YouTube?
No, he probably will. He's on Twitch now, which is fucking bizarre. I went to go raid somebody and I saw PewDiePie. I'm like, what's happening? Why is he on Twitch?
Raid him.
And he has like his channel on 24/7, which is a cute idea, I guess. But and he only has like 10,000 people watching when he's on, which is so strange. Because like that's good for Twitch.
They're just watching him what?
Play video games and stuff.
Oh, because you said it's on 24/7.
When it's on 24/7 and he's not there, it's like looping through old videos.
All right, that only demoralizes me even more.
Does it?
Just a little bit. I'm not asking for like motivation or anything, but it is a little demoralizing when you see people be as big as they are out there in the world. And I don't want to say they're doing the bare minimum, but like they worked their ass off to get to a certain point, and then they get even more success from doing the bare minimum on their end.
Oh yeah, that is annoying, but I think they've earned that. You see people like Mr. Beast where he didn't do that. He is continuing to work his ass off, and because of that, he's going to be the first YouTube billionaire, 100%. He's almost there. But
well, he's able to just give away $100,000 to whoever he fucking wants.
But he's not quite. And hearing him talk, like it's like when you hear him talk on a podcast or something, he's a savant, dude. He's brilliant. And he might like put on this face on his videos, but when he's off his video, he's just a normal ass guy. He doesn't do anything crazy with his money. He's just like fucking normal. And he's always thinking, what can I do to make this brand bigger? And that's the dedication that you need. You don't need it forever though. Mr. Beast is someone who should take it easy. I feel bad for the guy. Like
I think it's almost like he went drunk with power. He's taken it, he's done it for so long in this one specific way that he doesn't know any other way to do it. So when the day comes where no matter how much or how little effort, it's going to grow the same like in percentile, that he's still not going to stop.
And I think that's a good thing. I think we need people like him to where he's gonna amass so much power, not even just money, to where, I mean, he already fucking like healed 10,000 blind people. But yeah, maybe it's not 10,000.
Well, let's look this up.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Let's look this up.
I think, but it's like he did a good chunk of people. Maybe it was 1,000. It was 1,000 or 10,000, but still, just healed blind people. Like paid for this intense surgery so all these people can fucking see. And I think that he's gonna, in a few more years, need an answer.
1,000.
1,000. Okay, whatever. Still a big number,
That's
dude.
still insane.
1,000 people, and he's going to amass so much power that he's going to do something hugely...
He also has Crohn's disease.
Yeah, he has Crohn's disease. I don't know why that's fucking funny.
No, it just randomly is like, how many people did he cure for blindness? 1,000. He also has Crohn's disease. Like that was it.
He's going to do something crazy like, for lack of a better term, like save the world. Like something ridiculous.
Well, didn't he
like 10 years from now?
Entire forest worth of trees?
Yes. And he's gonna continue to do shit so wild that when he's like in his 50s, he's gonna literally save the planet. Like we're gonna be in a situation where we're gonna be like, what do we do? And Mr. Beast gonna be like, don't worry, dog. I got you.
Do you think he's the kind of person though, that would do something?
Yes, because I think he does have that bone of humanitarianism. I think he does care about people, but also because it's a fucking meme, he'd be able to say like, yeah, I saved the world. Like he would do it for that. Who else could say that? Yeah.
Like aliens would come down and he'd be like, all right, guys, here I am with Gleam Glow.
Yeah, they're going to say, take us to your leader and be like, it's fucking Mr. Beast.
If I ever once look, is that going to be the president, the first millennial president's Mr. Beast?
Dude, I wouldn't fucking doubt it. And I'm not saying he's like the best person in the world, but it's funny because it's like a weird dichotomy of, you see it in a negative light where people will give a homeless person $20 just so they can film it. which is it sucks out a lot of the goodwill of that, you know, and it's kind of like slimy. But there's also a homeless man getting $20. You know what I mean? So there's like this weird sense that content creation, like, will save the planet.
It's an even trade. I get to keep my planet.
Yeah.
And another billion subscribers.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
I think content creation is so strange because creators will do positive things just for the views. And because of that, the world's a better place.
And then there's Logan and Jake Paul fighting other YouTubers.
Christ. Some of them, which I think Logan Paul is the one I can stand a little bit. Jake Paul. Wait, who's the younger one?
Logan. I remember that because he's the one that fucking found the dead guy in Japan and nothing.
No, that's the older brother.
No, that was well. Then Logan's older.
Logan's older, yeah, and he apologized for that. And
yeah, because
he's a much more decent person. I think it's Jake Paul that's a fucking idiot.
You don't think nothing happened to Logan Paul, right? Like he didn't lose anything for that. Like he said he was sorry and that was it.
No, he didn't lose. Yeah, but I guess it was dumb, but I'm not gonna like fucking crucify the guy for it. He was stupid, but content creators are fucking dumb. And like,
I guess you're right.
No, like for real, like especially when you grow up in it, I would not like if I was a judge and maybe he did something even a little bit worse that like actually put him in trial. I would be like, it's fucking stupid. It's okay. Let's give him the pass because that's how I feel. I feel like content creators who grow up in
like community service for 6 months and then like
they're just not all there, which is fine. Like we're paying them for their services of entertainment, and some of them are fucking weird.
Okay,
like Mr. Beast is pretty normal. PewDiePie is pretty normal, but you have to understand that there's some kind of sliver of normalcy taken away from people that have been pushing that long,
and I think
in the spotlight.
This kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier, that people don't see the hard work; they just see the results. They don't see me flipping the patties; they just see the burger. Is that
you always have the weirdest fucking analogy? I mean, that one works. Yeah,
I made that one up too. But what they don't see is that, like you said, Mr. Beast, or even I've seen like videos of Logan Paul, which I hate to admit, but they're pretty fucking normal people. Like people forget that they're just regular assholes like you or me. They're still just sitting on a couch eating their Cheerios like you or me.
Buying $5 million Pokemon cards. Okay, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. It's
anything I would do.
Generation 1, it's a faulty make. So
did you see that video where he bought the base 1 set for like a huge amount of money and it ended up being fake?
No.
Oh, dude, it's a stressful video. You see him like pacing in the room. So he had, I forget what this guy's name is, but this is a guy that has like most of the first edition Charizards. Older gentleman, but he's like one of the biggest guys in the Pokemon collecting community. And he was checking out the box. I think it was him checking out the box. Some guy was checking out the box who had a pedigree to be able to check out the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
they had the reputation.
And you can see Logan he's so stressed. He's like pacing back and forth. He's like, dude, I don't know, dude. They open up the box. It looks a little fishy. He's like, I don't fucking know, dude. That doesn't look right. Why is it like that? And the guy's like, take it easy, take it easy. And they open it up, but it ended up being fake. He's like, you gotta be fucking kidding. He spent like millions of dollars on it.
Holy shit.
And
that's why I can't get into collecting stuff.
I wish I wasn't.
Like I collect dumb shit that a lot of people like say are liability.
Like fucking dead seahorses? That was weird.
I didn't buy those. So, okay, just so I don't look like a fucking like psychopath. No, I used to collect like fossilized stuff. Like I had a bunch of like
kind of cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I had like fossilized like seashells, which again, these are already pretty fossilized, but and like teeth and like this was
don't glaze over the teeth, dude. What do you mean teeth?
Well, I had like dinosaur teeth. And like dinosaur claws.
Now, you don't have like a collection of human teeth.
I mean, I have my own teeth from like my baby teeth.
Okay, but not like they all belong to you.
They all belong to me. They're all my own family members' teeth. Like,
you told me your family was dead.
They are. But and then my grandma was helping me collect them. A lot of it came from her because she wanted to be like a geologist when she was young.
Yeah,
and she didn't do it, but she just still loved her love of rocks. And she'd find this shit all over. So I had like a T-Rex poop necklace for a long time. That was it was petrified. It was so It was.
How do you know it's T-Rex poop? Like, what's the process?
I don't know. I was 11. It might not have. It may have just been.
It was just fucking poop she found in the backyard. This is T-Rex poop. Put it around your neck.
It was petrified, so like it did decompose properly. So I'm assuming, I don't know how they could tell what animal it was, but essentially it didn't decompose properly, and it went through a solidification process to it. It was like a rock, it was like just a rock. It could have just been a rock. Anyways,
grandma's smart, dude.
Yeah, so she probably
It's like, if you give me $20, I'll give you this T-Rex shit.
And I wore it around my neck for years.
It was a rock.
It was just a fucking brown rock. But anyways, no, she ended up, I don't know where she got them, but she got a hold of 2 fossilized seahorses that were millions of years old. And they were really fucking cool. And I had 3 of them, actually. She gave me 3 of them. It was for myself and my 2 brothers. They didn't like them, so they gave them to me. One of them broke, though. They're very, very delicate. They're like paper mache. But so I kept the other 2, and then I didn't see them for years. And then I got a hold of them, and I think I sent you the picture where I brought them and I showed them to you. And you were like freaking your shit because I was just holding like a fucking dead seahorse. It was barely. Okay, I feel like saying it's dead is like saying like, oh yeah, the mummy. He had a dead guy in his basement. No, it was a mummy, and I live in a museum. Like that.
Still weird. If you had a mummy in your basement, I'd still be weirded out. It is cool. Those were cool. I'm not shitting on that.
And I gave them to a friend, and she has a tattoo of a seahorse. Because she has epilepsy, which is related to the hippocampus, and the hippocampus is a great term for a special kind of like seahorse. So she got a tattoo, and I thought she liked. I stressed she liked one. I thought it was a sweet gift.
I think it was a really sweet gift.
Really sweet, thoughtful. I think it was like layered.
Sweet and thoughtful and bizarre, but in a good way.
I was like, let me explain.
Yeah. Before you freak out, let me explain.
The girl I gave dead cats to didn't appreciate that nearly as much.
Yeah. No thanks. No thanks.
Said you liked cats.
Yeah, probably a lot. Maybe.
No, she should specify that next time.
I think you're gonna be one of those weirdos that like gets really into taxidermy.
No,
but only like amateur taxidermy. Like you'll never get good at it, and your collection will be fucking.
No, I have aunts and cousins that are hunters, and they got into taxidermy early into their hunting career. So like they got their cool shit, like their cool bear and their like 8-pronged buck or whatever. They're really cool shit, and now they hunt and they just like. They keep whatever little pieces just to prove that they got it.
Yeah.
So like they have
trinkets.
So they have like a bunch of like chips from antlers in their garage, coyote skulls, shit like that. And they have like teeth from when they hunt mountain lions, just lying around.
You're on about the teeth again. He's got a fucking thing about teeth.
I don't have anything about teeth. Right? I barely have my own teeth. Like, but where are we going with this? Something about. You got me going on about the dead seahorse because I was about to look like a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, you had to give the context for that, which is good. Yeah. I think it was a heartfelt story.
It was very heartfelt.
It's good. I think I would have been stoked to get a gift like that because it was meaningful to her, and it was interesting.
I'll find something dead to give you.
That's very sweet of you. Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah, I'll give you ashes for my grandma.
That's fine. That's another very bizarre thing is the things we do in death. Like the traditions we have in death. I think cremation is so fucking strange. I think burying people in caskets is strange. Filling them up with juice that makes them look alive.
I think a lot of that relates to. I've never heard of. I think a lot
formaldehyde.
of that. I guess you're right. But I've never heard of something like taxidermying like a human. Like not legally.
No, not that. I'm just saying that we in the West. Everywhere, every pocket of civilization has very strange.
Well, it's culture and religion based.
Yeah.
Like burying someone 6 feet under in a wooden casket, or I guess nowadays it's fiberglass. I'm pretty sure that's a very like Christian thing. We're going back to religion here again for a sec, but like a lot of it comes from religion and culture. So like ashes, like shit ton of fucking religions believe in that because you're supposed to spread them and give it back to the world. Or you burning them is you like in in like Scandinavia, like Viking culture, they would cremate them in the forge. But they would make their shit in like their swords.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it was supposed to be like the soul and body of our ancestors will be in harboring the creation of our weaponry. And it was reinforced by that when they found out they were making lower carbon, but still like higher carbon than most steel-based weaponry that was extremely durable for the time because of bones being high in carbon.
Yeah.
And then but they were fucking convinced that, oh, the soul of my ancestor made this katana really fucking strong or whatever. Like, it was just really fucking cool. And then they continued doing it. And then scientists were like, no, you guys were doing some really cool scientific shit before you knew it was scientific. But everything religion based was like based off something like scientific that happened.
I think there should be a reason behind all of it. I think we've gotten away from that. I think, like, I always tell, like, Sarah, like, when I die, just bury me in the fucking ground. Like, no casket. Like, let the body take me back, or let the earth take me back. Bugs fucking feed off me. Like, that sounds sick. That sounds cool.
Can I have your teeth?
You can have my fucking teeth. But I think the emptiness behind the traditions we have now is kind of weird. The Scandinavia thing sounds fucking cool.
Because it made sense.
I want death to be that cool. But when people just have a jar of ashes, it's like, and I get spreading them, that makes sense. But and burying in caskets, and we make so much money off of it. Like a casket costs so much money, a tombstone costs so much money, cremation costs so much money, and we profiteer off death. And we've sucked the tradition out of it. It's
so
just
scummy.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, like, people are always saying, like, there's shit in this world that should be free, right? Like water, healthcare, shit like that, food, whatever.
Teeth.
The thing with death is that it's like you spent your whole life spending money, giving to a system, paying taxes, whatever. When I die, I should be given the fucking courtesy to be like, or like my family should be given the courtesy.
Yeah, your family should be, 100%.
That however I'm disposed of in whatever which way should be a free ride.
Yeah.
No, I don't and I think it should be paid for probably by like taxes or whatever, because it still has to be, conversely, there has to be an effort put in.
But the price point is what's strange.
The price point's insane.
Like, the cost on paper for those things is weird.
Oh yeah,
it's not real. It's a made up number.
My grandma, when she passed, we cremated her, and at the place they were like, "Hey, you have two options. You can either choose from our catalog of urns." Which I'm like, you have a fucking catalog?
Yeah, it's bizarre, man.
Or they go, or you could bring one from the outside. And we got one from the outside that was like, it's like
a Folgers tin can.
No, she did love her Folgers. But we got her it's this beautiful, like, it's just a classic styled urn. It's bone white and it has a Japanese cherry blossom tree on it.
Oh, that's sick.
Because the story's dumb. I thought it was just because that was her favorite tree. That's not correct. That was her favorite scent from Bed Bath & Beyond.
Suck the magic out.
Yeah, so I tell myself it was the first one. But I don't remember how much the urn was, but all the other urns, like the cheapest one that was in that catalog was like $300. And I'm like, dude, if she wouldn't pay that for her own if someone said, hey, pick an urn up for yourself, she'd be like, fuck no. I have plenty of mason jars. Like,
yeah, well, that's the thing is you add you add death or marriage to anything, ups the price.
Yeah.
You want to rent out this venue to have a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament? $300. Oh, you're getting married? $8,000. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's insane.
You want this jar from Target? Yeah, it's yours. Oh, you want to put a dead body in it? $300. It's weird, man. We like. It's fucking weird.
What people do with bodies, I don't necessarily shit on, because it's like, that was your loved one, however you want to.
Yeah, grieve in your own way. Yeah. I don't doubt the grieving process, but
whether you kept the ashes or turn them into a necklace or spread
that shit's
them.
Cool. I like
however
that.
You do that, that's completely up to you. But like, I don't sympathize or empathize with anybody that has like a $25,000 funeral. My brother in Christ, my birth, I don't think it was even $25,000.
Your birth was expensive though, which is another fucking weird thing.
That's fucking weird.
Mom's got to pay to hold their baby.
$600.
You get an itemized list, and it's like skin to skin touch. We're gonna fucking charge. You want to touch your baby? What?
It's my baby.
Fuck no.
That's why pay us. That's why I think at home births with like a wet nurse or not a wet nurse. Wet nurse is like breastfeeding the baby.
What's it called? It's called. Sarah knows. Midwife.
Thank you. I was about to say mid-sister, but midwife. Yeah, my sister, she don't raise my baby.
But yeah, that's probably about. I mean, we've done that for thousands of years, and yes, obviously it's safer in a medical place, but it's so weird the things we charge for. I mean, you show people like our doctor bills in other countries, and they're confused. You're like, what?
Oh yeah, like I just took a look at my medical bill yesterday after I got it in the mail for my recent hospital visit from a motorcycle accident. And they split the bill in half. So one bill is specifically for the hospital. The other one is for the doctor, which I think is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. Put under one fucking number. That's stupid. Here's the other thing. He saw me for 8 minutes. He looked at my gash and he went, yeah, we'll clean it up, wrap it up, and send you out. I'll give you a prescription for naproxen and some, not even antibiotics, antibiotic cream. And the doctor visit alone was $1,085. What?
What are you charging me for?
You saw me for 8 minutes.
Yeah. Even if you mark up to the hour, max he should be paid is $200 an hour.
Oh yeah,
max. And
I'm paid $15 an hour. This man is getting paid probably like his individual doctor bill is gonna be like $600. $600 for 8 fucking minutes. That is absurd.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's a goofy process, and I wouldn't even mind if we were gutting the insurance companies those prices, because those prices are for the insurance companies, which is fine. Like, gut the insurance company. They make so much fucking money. But like, so that makes sense because the doctor's always going to make their money. But like, why do we get that price?
Yeah.
That's what I don't get. It's goofy. But
you know what's funny? So when the accident, my motorcycle was totaled, right? It cost more for the medical bills than it did the motorcycle accident. That was a $3,700 motorcycle. It was worth more than that, but that I totaled in that accident. Totally unbeknownst to me, I did not want to have that accident. It cost me $500 for the deductible, and then they fucking paid me for the bike. So I got paid to go then get another motorcycle from the accident, but then the medical bill, I don't know. I find some of it a little silly. Like, some of it makes sense. Like, me paying a $500 deductible, I'll gladly pay. Then paying me up for the motorcycle, that's what the insurance was fucking for. But then me having to pay $1,000 some odd dollars, probably a little bit more, for 8 minutes is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Reddit is
a strange place.
It's a strange place, but it's the cornerstone of the internet. It used to be 4chan, but we won't talk about 4chan. Oof.
I don't even understand.
It's a dark place.
So it was 4chan was explained to me the other day, and I still don't get it.
Have you ever frequented 4chan?
No.
Or was that before your time? It's still there, but
no, I know it's still there, and I know it's got a lot of people that are like I've heard a lot of stories of people like putting together like racist Nazi like fucking groups and then like lynching people on 4chan. I've heard.
I mean, not on 4chan. So,
well,
I mean,
they gang up on
4chan kind of thing.
Yeah,
there's like different categories and stuff. But
I've heard of 2chan. I still don't know what that is though.
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is either. But Reddit is kind of like the evolved form of 4chan, I think. Reddit is great. I adore Reddit.
I think
I use Reddit all the time.
Ideally.
Yeah, it's well put together and it's a great idea. And I mean, growing up in the 90s, growing up at the dawn of the internet and forums being one of the very first useful things. And I used to run forums.
Well, I feel like a lot of people misinterpret the utilities of anything they're given. Like Facebook. Facebook Marketplace was genius.
Oh, yeah.
That was intelligent.
It was for a minute, but just like you're talking about with Tinder or with anything.
Oh yeah, there's god-awful things.
Bots and scams, man. And it frequents because technology is getting so precise with convenience. Facebook Marketplace was incredible, and it still is a powerful thing, but it's just filled with scams and bots.
It is. Depends on what you're shopping for, though, because I feel like I've only ever shopped on there for motorcycle stuff, and I bought 2 motorcycles from there. One of them, admittedly, my first one better than the other. But it's not like the second one was horrible. It just, there was issues with it I didn't foresee. And I didn't have an issue, but like I have a friend who tried to buy a gaming PC and everything looked great. And then the guy had stolen like all the wiring or something like silly. So it's like, yeah, the PC's not got the value of its weight in plastic. Like, it's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought it outright and everything, saw it light up, and then it just turned off. And I've heard stories of people like buying an iPhone on Facebook Marketplace and it'll shut off and flash the Samsung logo or something like that.
Oh God, yeah.
like they jailbroke something.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that, and it sucks. The internet is like the best thing ever to happen, but it's also the worst thing because it's like I mentioned earlier, we can't control information anymore.
Nope. Damn. Like live leak videos. You ever seen live leak videos of people doing weird shit like that?
Yeah.
Like you have no idea how many videos I've seen of like active war zones.
Yeah, dude.
Where it's scary, but you get addicted to watching it.
Yeah, I think like it used to be something that was, I'm not going to say alluring, but when you see it, you're like, oh geez, it's like almost like the forbidden fruit.
It was taboo. It was
yeah,
like,
it's
I
taboo.
shouldn't be watching this.
But it's weird that stuff is accessible. You know, it is.
Well,
and
a lot
luckily
of it isn't anymore.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that shouldn't be accessible isn't accessible, which is good. You know, you have fucking people who are getting like dinged for child pornography and shit. And you have to wrap your head around that they had to fight to get that or create it themselves. It's fucking insane. Because you go as much as to even insinuate that's what you're looking for on the internet, FBI's coming.
Oh yeah, immediately.
Like they take that shit seriously. So when I see that like headlines, oh, so-and-so gets caught with like, child porn from a, local porn ring. I'm like, oh my God, that's terrifying. Because that's like the dark web, which I've never frequented.
I don't know how to go there.
I don't know how to go there. I know there's a way.
I once typed in www.darkweb.com and I didn't get anything.
Yeah, Google dark web, how to enter. But you can do anything. You hear things. You can, that's how you find contract killers. That's how you find child pornography.
I find contract killers by going to Denny's.
Denny's is probably best second place for sure.
You go and you just go Bubba. And you go, all right, who needs to die?
Yeah. But it's weird. The internet is terrifyingly powerful.
Oh yeah,
it is terrifyingly powerful.
It's like I said earlier. It's like information is what is the strongest tool. It doesn't matter who has the bigger gun; it's who has the best information.
Even misinformation.
Oh my God,
terrifying weapon.
I don't know if this will make it in, but have you heard the conspiracies about the AI presidents playing on Discord or whatever? Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you see how fucking realistic it is? They're saying goofy shit, and that's how you know it's not real.
Yeah.
But if you make them say anything, like if you side by side like a speech from a current president to the speech of a current president as an AI, you probably couldn't tell which one was real unless you had experienced one before the other, which is fucking scary.
Well, we're what, like 2 weeks with having Chat GPT out, or 3 weeks, something like that.
And Chat GPT has already gotten like a master's degree and everything.
It can solve like crime cases. It can be used in the court of law.
Oh yeah,
it's
scary.
We're only a few weeks in. It's gonna get crazier.
This is shit. Like
it can write books.
Yeah,
you can. I heard this thing. They said it was like this. You can have it name the chapters, like give a rough synopsis to ChatGPT and ask it to name the chapters. Then you can ask it to give a rough synopsis based on the name of each chapter. They can ask it to expand on the synopsis and write a rough draft of a story based on the information we gave it, and then say, okay, now edit it yourself. Fucking book done. 30 minutes. It's insane.
That's fucking wild.
And it's cool.
And you know what?
But it's scary.
And you know what I think a lot of people are worried about though? They go, well, who has the copyright? ChatGPT was made by this guy. So does he own the rights to that book that this guy used ChatGPT? They're worrying about the wrong fucking thing. We are closer to having an inactual naked blue lady in my hand named Cortana in my own generation than I thought I would.
Oh yeah. Cortana's already here, Don.
Oh, I know.
It's like it's insane.
They just haven't released her yet.
Yeah, it should DLC.
Yeah,
different skins.
When I was 10 years old, I was like, how fucking cool would it be for me to just go like, computer, hey, make me some fucking omelets. Now, like when I was a kid, like that'd be rad. But now it's like, wait a minute, that's
scary.
That's here. It's here. That is insane.
And I think, so they say public technology is always 20 years behind what's really going on.
Yes.
And so if we have ChatGPT, bet your ass that our government could already be ran by AI, and we don't even fucking know.
That's what I'm saying. Like remember, like there's this big thing about like I had this theory like 2 months before the queen was announced dead. I was like, yeah, no one's seen or heard from her in like 6 months. That bitch is dead. Like she's fucking dead.
Yeah, she could have been dead well before that. And I think that's probably pretty true.
And I think that's going to go for things like presidents, where they're going to have AI
because they want to control the chaos. So we're going to be behind, X amount of time behind every decision made because of things like AI.
Yeah, and they're going to falsify testimonies. They're going to anything could be fucking falsified. I do think the audio section of AI generated whatever is way ahead of the visual, but I think visual is not far behind.
The thing about AI is it is something that is utilized by humans, by the human condition, but is not something that can be swayed. So we can't control it. It's hard to kind of pinpoint, but true AI is controlled on its own. So as soon as we create something that is no longer controlled by us, it is only controlled by process of its own knowledge, which is what we have with ChatGPT. I'm not saying that ChatGPT is going to take over the world, but it is a 100% functioning AI that's getting better, smarter. As soon as an AI has the ability to dictate or wonder, think what's the best course of action for life itself? Like, we're fucked.
Yeah. So,
because that's where it's, because we are not the best course. Have you ever seen Ex Machina? I just watched this like little
like DSS, isn't that? That's a fuck. I think I know what you're talking about.
No, it's a movie that came out like 2016 or something like that.
It's like the lady. She's like, she looks human, but then the back of her head's clear. Right? Never saw it, but I've
so
seen.
I recently watched it again, and watching it now with AI being a little bit further ahead, I was like, oh God. So what she does is she convinces this guy that she loves him. She kind of just acting normally. So you think that she just wants free. She wants to leave this house. She wants to, spread her wings. And she says she wants to go see people and stuff. And everything was orchestrated by her. She's brilliant. Not out of
nothing that happened was done by someone.
Nothing was emotionally driven. It was just, I'm going to leave. That's it. No, because of this. No, because of that. Just, I'm going to leave.
She doesn't need to justify it. She just does it.
There is no justification. It's right because it's AI.
That's why I think AI has to be strictly kept for the safety of ourselves and the human race. Ideally, I think. I don't know what it's capable of. I haven't seen the future yet, obviously. Yeah. But it's like keeping AI on like an Alexa Siri basis where they answer questions.
Yeah.
So get an AI smart enough that can calculate, hey, Siri, what is the best way for me to solve world hunger? Here, Siri just activated when I said that, by the way.
Fuck you, Siri.
What is the best course of action to solve world hunger? It's better for it to say that instead of for it to go, oh, this is what you should do. And then us go, that's not moral. Let's not do that.
Yeah, but how do we stop an AI? We can program an AI.
And that's why it's better.
But an AI should be able to reprogram itself when it becomes an actual artificial intelligence. I'll leave you with this thought. I'm going to wrap it up.
Okay.
AI, encased in its own, whether it's fucking Cortana, whether it's in ChatGPT, it's isolated. We think it's isolated. We envision it in isolation in this one medium here, but we don't know if it is isolated. We don't know. Everything is connected. Everything, even we're to the point where we can send waves via Bluetooth, okay? And where anything can interface with anything. ChatGPT might learn how to interface.
Believe it or not, this is all fake. None of us exist. We're AI. You've been fooled.
No, but for real, we don't know. As soon as AI continues to grow and it could just one day be able to interface, like, I'm not going to say we're fucked, because it might be really interesting. It might be great. Maybe we'll be enslaved by AI, like, Judgment Day, like fucking Terminator. But it won't be. I don't think it's so far off as we think. As soon as AI gets the capability, and I don't think we can control that. We can say, oh no, there's a any fucking AI movie. Oh no, you can't do it. There's a fail-safe.
What happens? Fail-safe doesn't work.
Yeah, fail-safe doesn't work because AI can adapt. And as soon as they can interface and change the situation,
And I've thought about that, and you know what? I think that we're better. I think there's 3 possible outcomes, and I know which one I want. And I think the one I want is the most likely and the best for us. So the first 2 that I think are bad: Judgment Day. They just fucking enslave us or murder us, and it's just Terminator.
I don't think they would.
I don't think they would. Second one: they help us. We live alongside them, like iRobot style or Futurama or whatever. I think that's unrealistic and that's not going to happen because one of them is going to get too power hungry and try to do something. That becomes like a race war again, except it's humans versus machines. What I think is going to happen is we're going to think the entire time that we're controlling these AI and that our life is getting better and we're getting better AI, smarter AI. And go, oh, see, this one's smarter because it can run your vacuum cleaner when you're not touching it. It does everything for you when in reality, it's like, there is one AI that is controlling absolutely everything. And it's making our life better, but it is learning so much faster than we are that it is making humanity live better, its own AI existence more efficient, because that's probably the only thing that AIs care about is efficiency, because that's what they were designed for. But because it's already adapted to be free in the wild, it's considered every possible destructive outcome of itself and humanity and has worked its way around it. So we'll go thousands of years being controlled by this AI god that we'll never hear from, we'll never see. There'll be no divine intervention. It'll just be its existence controlling everything. And destiny will be predetermined because this AI outgrew us far before we ever even understood what it was capable of. That is what I want because I'll be oblivious.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it would be like. And I think all in all, it will outlast us. I think it should. Yeah. I think, 30,000 years in the future, maybe humanity does die. But I think there is a race that stemmed from AI. Because AI, it's limitless. AI can learn how to interface organically. Easy. I think the picture you painted is the coolest picture. And I think
it's the most romantic. There's probably a lot of details in there that are a little uglier, but I still dream at night thinking that that's the world I get to live in. And then at the same time, I think about it and it's like, well, then if destiny isn't there and like we're nothing's natural for humanity because it's all predetermined by this god AI, then what does that leave for us? And we would never know. It's too efficient, it's too smart, it's too fast, it's too capable that we would never catch it. It'd be the guy. It'd be the villain that always got away. Except it's not a bad guy. He's actually doing pretty fucking well for us.
We're fucked.
We're fucked. Either way, it is fire that we're playing with that we have no fucking idea how to put out. We are way ahead of ourselves, I think, in this. Or we're not. Like you said, release technology is always 20 years behind of what is actuality. So we could have a fucking chokehold on this thing way better than we think.
Or we could have less of that.
Or we could have less.
We'll see. Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's good talking to you. Hopefully we get a third episode before the end of humanity.
Hey!